Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching. In today's video, I am going to do my makeup how I would do it if I was heading out to a Christmas party this evening, which I'm not, truth be told. I am meal prepping with my son this afternoon, going nowhere, wearing stretchy pants and a sweater. Hair in a messy bun because it hasn't been washed in more days than I am going to admit here on the internet. I initially thought today, so I plan out my videos for the month, and initially I thought I would do a video where I went through the worst makeup I had tried this year. And then I thought, oh, I don't love that. And then I was going to do a video with, very simple, natural makeup look. And then for whatever reason this morning, I thought, no, I just want this to be a glam makeup look. So this is going to be beginner glam makeup because I'm a makeup beginner. I'm 47 years old. For a lot of years, I wore just pretty basic makeup. And it's only been in the last few years that I've gotten into wearing eye makeup and eyeliner and all of those things. Hi, Bert. So if I'm going to go out again to a Christmas party on more mature skin, this is the makeup that I would do. So I will say this, whenever I have some sort of special event, I do always try to do a little bit more for my skin. So this morning I did an under eye mask and I did a real gentle exfoliation for myself. So just the gentlest physical exfoliator is what I did. I have this one from LMS that I really like. And then I did my morning skincare routine. So I will link that video in case you want to see those steps. And I would do that morning skincare routine even if I was going to an evening event because I know that my makeup will sit well on top of that. So my skin is hydrated. And even sunscreen, I would even put the sunscreen on because again, I know day to day what that's like for my skin. I know how my skin's going to respond to those steps. So I wouldn't skip any of those steps. I would do my exact same routine even if I was going out in the evening. So I've got all my morning skincare on and it has had time to sit and soak in. And now I'm going to go in. So when I'm going to a special event, I definitely take extra time to prime and prep my skin. So I go in with some sort of hydrating primer. Always a hydrating primer. I know I say this all the time. I'm 47 years old and I have the driest of dry skin. So I'm going to go in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. You certainly don't have to use something as expensive as this, but that's what I'm going to go in with today because I know for my skin, this one really works. But I feel like if you have dry skin and you don't want to spend the money on a primer, just a really good moisturizer would probably do the same thing, right? My goal here is just to hydrate in layers so that hydration lasts. And then I'm gonna go in and just use a pore minimizing primer because I do have enlarged pores through here. My favorite is from Tarte. This is a mini of the Timeless Smoothing Primer. And you can see I've used quite a good bit of it. And now I'm also gonna put a little bit here because I get a little bit of creasing there. And I'm gonna put a little bit here where I get a bit of creasing, and then just where my pores are enlarged. And it doesn't take very much of that to really kind of cover that up. And I'm really pressing that in. Like I really want that to just like spackle. That's not the end of my priming steps. Again, taking my time, going to a special event, Christmas party, which no Christmas parties this year. I can't even remember the last time I went to a Christmas party. It has been a couple of years. So I'm gonna just help around my eye area a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with this product from Becca. This is the Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer, and it's just a hydration step. And I just use very little. You can't get this anymore. Of course, Becca is no more as a brand, but I'm just gonna help my under eyes because they are incredibly dry and crusty all the time. And then I'm also going to go in with this product from Becca. This is the Under Eye Brightening Corrector. I have it in light to medium, and you can actually still get this product, but now Smashbox is selling it for Becca. So it's a Becca product, but you can get it if you look on the Smashbox website, I think. And just ever so slightly, I think that's the thing. For my mature skin, you'll see that I'm gonna go in with a ton of steps, but in each step, just the smallest amount of product. And then around just the perimeter of my face, I'm gonna go in with the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops. Just to help give me a bit of a glow, just in spots where I didn't put that pore filling primer. I probably should have done this step first, but I didn't, so it's fine. I'll just keep it, you know, on my cheeks, just where I want my skin to be glowy. I told you, lots of steps. This is gonna be lots of steps. Okay, so 5 products later and 10 minutes in and we are primed. So for foundation, I'm gonna go in with, for me, what is a pretty full coverage foundation, and it's this IT CC cream. This one is the Illumination version and I have it in Fair. I prefer the regular one, but this is the one I have, so I'm gonna use this one today. And again, usually day to day, I go in with a pretty light foundation. However, because I want a little bit more glam look, I'm gonna go in with this one today. And I almost always use a beauty blender. I feel like a beauty blender is a beginner's friend. You know, you can just do almost everything with a beauty blender. It's easy, it makes my makeup look better. I see lots of people use brushes, especially makeup artists, and I feel like that, you know, it takes some skill. I feel like it really takes some skill to go in with a brush and make it look smooth and flawless. So next I'm going to go in with concealer, and I'm going to use the Ordinary. This is the high coverage concealer. I have it in 1.2N. I'm going to take a very little bit around my eyes. This is a product that I feel like you do have to be a little bit careful, because if I go in with too much, it can look drying around my eyes. And then I'm going to brighten down the center of my face a little bit with it as well. So for me, when I think of, you know, a full glam makeup look, when I go in too heavy with makeup, for one, I feel like it makes me look older, which I don't want that. And it's just not myself. I just don't feel myself. I kind of feel the prettiest when I go in with like a full face of makeup. You'll see I'm gonna do like the full bead of makeup here, but I still want it to look fresh and dewy and, you know, light. Like, I don't want it to look too much. I'm not gonna do a great big dark smoky eye. Again, that's not me. You know, that's not a makeup look that I would do just kind of for myself. So it's gonna be light. It's gonna be, you know, I try to keep it dewy looking. I don't want to go in with too many powders. I don't want it to be too heavy, but I do also want it to be impactful. Hopefully we hit all those things today. Okay, so I am going to go in with some cream products. I'm going to do cream bronzer, cream blush, and cream highlighter. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of those. And the reason for that is when I go in with those first, then I can use less powder with those products after, and it will last longer through the night and give me a more natural look. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with this one from Iconic London. It's the Sheer Bronze in Caramel Glow. There's not much left in here. So I did about that much, and I'm going to take half on one side and then half on the other. And you will see this doesn't need to be a ton. It just needs to be a bit of a bronzy base for me. Really making sure that I take that right up into my hairline and a little bit down on my jaw as well. Then I'm going to go in with a cream blush, and of course, if you've watched any of my videos, I'm going to go in with this one from Tower 28 in the shade Magic Hour. If I can even still get any, I should have repurchased this in the sale. A lot of these are my well-loved products for sure. Now for my blush, I'm going to start it pretty high. You know, my goal is to lift. And then I do come across my nose because I like that flushed, almost sun-kissed or sunburnt look. And you'll see this is all going to be very, very subtle because I am planning on topping it with all the powder products as well. I just want to lay down a bit of a base. Okay, and then I'm going to do a little bit of a highlight just to give me a little bit of a glow. And I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'll link all of these products below in case I forget to mention what I'm using or the shade or something, but I will have everything linked below. Okay, so that's got all those products down. I am now gonna set very, very lightly with some powder. And my favorite powder to use is from Kosas. This is the Cloud Set, and I have it in the shade Airy. Before I go in and set, in the spots where I get a little bit of creasing, which is always here, and here, and here beside my nose, I'm just gonna go in and make sure that that is all smoothed back out because I don't wanna go in with powder and set those creases into place. And I'm gonna do mostly down the center of my face and just with the lightest amount of this. And I'm doing more of a patting motion. I just feel like that works best at not disrupting all of the stuff we've just put down. And I do always set my neck as well, just to keep makeup off my clothing mostly. Okay, and then just for a little bit of added luminosity, I'm gonna use this product from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Infinity Powder. So I've lightly set with the Cloud Set, but I'm gonna go in just so lightly, like I'm gonna barely dip my brush in there. I'm gonna pat off, blow off the excess, and I'm just gonna gently pat that around. That's just gonna help give a little bit of dewiness. The Hourglass powders, really, they are just magic. And I'm taking this everywhere to give me that little bit of luminosity. Okay, now I'm gonna top those cream products with powder products. So for bronzer, I'm gonna go in with this one from Glow Wish. This is the Soft Radiant Bronzing Powder. I have it in Tan Light 03. And again, just very, very lightly. I don't wanna use a ton of it because I don't want my skin to look overly powdered. So I'm just with the smallest amount. And then for powder blush, I'm gonna go in with one of these from Clinique. It's the Cheek Pop, and I have it in number 10 Fig Pop. Lots of these products are pretty new to me. I picked them up in the recent Sephora sale. Now again, for my blush, I wanna focus and kind of tap, tap, tap up. And again, I am taking a little bit of it across my nose because I like that look. You may not. That may not be for you. Okay, and then for highlighter, I'm gonna go in with this one from Mario. Makeup by Mario. This is the Master Crystal Reflector Highlighter, and I have it in Quartz. This is gonna be very powerful, you guys. Very powerful, but I'm wearing it all the time. And if I was heading to a Christmas party this evening, you can bet I would put this on. Now, I know some people put their highlighter just sort of in this area. I actually I do hit that ever so slightly, but I like my highlighter to kind of be this whole section of my face because I feel like if I was naturally dewy and I turned, I feel like that's just kind of how that would look. And I do hit a little bit on my brow bone with this as well. I don't think that my lighting will pick up how gorgeous this is. I probably would have to take it outside and show you in sunlight, but it's so pretty. It's so extra. You could certainly go in with a softer highlight. So there we go. There is my base done. I'm gonna go in now and do my brows. Okay, so firstly, I'm gonna comb my brows up where I want them. And then I'm gonna go in with this micro pencil from Billion Dollar Brow. It's Brows On Point Waterproof Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. So that's got one brow done. Now I do have quite a bit of brow hair naturally. So my goal is just to define and make it look a little more perfected. So I'll do this other brow and then I'm gonna comb them out and then we'll go in with a brow gel as well. Okay, and then once I've got them all penciled in, I go in and I comb them a little bit to soften any of those lines that were a bit harsh. And then I'm going to top it with the e.l.f. Wow Brow, and this is in deep brown. So this is it has a bit of a tint to it, it has some hold to it, and it has fibers in it that will help fill in and make my brows look a little thicker even. There's my brows done. Now, for my lids, what I do first before I even start is I go in and I smooth out any little creases or anything that have developed while I have done the rest of my makeup. Because again, I have dry eyes, around my eyes is dry, lots of eczema, lots of crepiness, and 47. So definitely wrinkles. The first thing I'm going to do is just set this down, and I'm going to go in with this single shade from Wet n Wild. This is in Brulee. This is my go-to, and I take it on a big fluffy brush, and then I just go in and I lightly set that lid. It just helps things not crease on me and last longer. I don't use a primer, an eyeshadow primer. I just put my concealer up there and then I set with this, and I find that that works really well for me. Again, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm in no way any sort of professional, a beginner, and this is what works for me. So I really wanted to share that with you guys. I know lots of the ladies that watch my videos are way better at makeup than me. They have tons of experience with these things, but just in case there was any over 40 beginners out there that were looking for fairly easy glam makeup to do, I thought I would show what I would do if I was heading out to a Christmas party this evening. I'm gonna go in with this actually. So this is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Film Star Bronze and Glow. This bronzer is my favorite for defining around my eyes. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take a little bit on my brush, not very much at all. I'm going to again pat off the excess, and I'm going to start in the crease here and on the outer corner, and I'm just going to build up the definition in this area. This is not going to be anything fancy or spectacular here. This is going to be basic, simple, but I think you can see that how this looks a little more defined than this eye. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. It's subtle, but as I said earlier, really that's what I want. I want to enhance what I've got. I don't want it to make me look older. I don't want to look overdone, but I want to look pretty. So just like that. And then I don't always do this, but sometimes I will take a little bit smaller of a brush and just that same shade and run it underneath to give me a little bit of something under there. Can you see that difference? It's so subtle, I know, but I feel like it does make a difference. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and top that to add a little bit of sparkle. I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize Cream Shadow, and I have it in the shade Champagne. And I'm just gonna take my finger, and you don't need very much, and I start in the center, and then I work my way forward and back. And I'm just smoothing this out on the lid, going on the complete movable part of my lid here. And then just to perfect it, I'm gonna take a flat brush before it fully dries, before it fully sets down, and smooth out any little finger marks there might have been. So again, it's very subtle, but I feel like it does add a little something. So I'm gonna do the same here, again, just with my finger. Start in the center, move it forward. I'm not gonna do a big wing, I'm not gonna do any of that because that would just be impossible. I just don't know that I could do it. But what I do like to do is just enhance the almond shape of my eyes. So I'm gonna go in with this. This is from Clinique, and it's the Quick Liner for Eyes Intense, and I have it in Intense Ebony. And I don't know that I can do this on camera to show you, but I will do my best. I use a little puff like this. I gently stretch, I slightly close, and I just follow the inside shape of my eye. And I feel like it makes my lashes look thicker. It just enhances that thickness at the base of my lashes. I think you can really see the difference that makes. I'm quickly gonna do this other eye here. Okay, so I did go in, I applied that, and then I went in and just removed any that had transferred down, and then I did, I flinched a little because my eyes hate having that done. And I got a little bit up here, so I removed it and just topped it with a little bit of shadow to you know, correct that a little bit. But I think you can see that I feel like that really gives my eyes a nice almond shape. Let's go in with mascara. Now I know I talk about it in a ton of videos, but I do always go in with a lash primer. This is the Lash Paradise primer, one of my favorites. Just do a light coat of this. And then I'm gonna go in with the Bite Upswing Mascara. I'm opening it special just for this video. I was gonna try to hold off a little bit, but we want some impactful lashes today. And my goal is to be as long and full and voluminous as I can get these natural lashes. So I take my time with my lashes. I do a coat, you know, give it 10 seconds to kind of set up. On my first coat, my goal is just to get things well positioned, lots of separation, and where I want all these lashes, and then my other coats are to build that up. So there is one coat. Just go in and keep working on them. I'll come back when I'm all done this eye so you can see that difference. There's one eye done. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye, and then I'll come back and we will set and do the last finishing touches on this look. Okay, let's go in and set. I'm gonna go in with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. I am looking, when I look up close, a little bit powdery. So I wanna go in and just really melt all this together and give my skin a nice, healthy dewiness. So I use my little fan and I, you know, let it dry down almost completely. And then when it's getting close, I just take my sponge and I pat and smush all that together. So there we go. Now all that's left is some lips. To be honest, if I am going to some sort of a Christmas party where I'm going to be talking to people, I wouldn't do a bright red holiday lip or anything like that because I want this to wear well through the night and I don't want to have to check on it all the time. So what I would typically do is line with a lip liner that's close to my natural color. So I am going to go in and line my lips a little bit with this one from Les Wattier, and this is in Nude Blush. Look at how little it is. It's getting so small. But I really love this lip liner because it is so close to my natural lip color. Okay, and then I'm going to top it with a lip oil. Just something easy that I know for me with my super dry lips is going to feel good, it's going to be comfortable, and I'm going to be able to just not worry about it, right? As this wears off, it will just look natural. I'm not going to get any weird lines or anything with it, but it's going to plump my lips, add a little bit of color, and just feel good. Just feel good in the, you know, through the evening. Okay, and then as the absolute final step, I'm going to go in with a little of this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, and I'm just going to smooth out around my nose. So not very much at all. This will help this not crease in here for me. It will smooth out my pores and just help this last longer through the evening because I can get a little bit of oil production just, you know, not everywhere where it's needed, just right here. Okay, there we go. That's the final look, you guys. If I was heading out to a Christmas party and I wanted to do a little bit more than I normally do, this is it for me. I know for a lot of people this is everyday makeup. This is not glam at all. For me, this would be what I would do. It's more glam than I normally do, and you know, a heavier makeup look than I normally do, but also a makeup look that I feel pretty in and I feel confident in. And yeah, so this is what I would do if I was heading out to a little Christmas party this evening, which of course I'm not. I'm gonna meal prep with my son and I'm in stretchy pants and a sweater. So thank you so much for watching. If you're a beginner like me, I hope this was helpful. If you have more mature skin like me, I also hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would subscribe, that would be amazing. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.